Did you get to meet Courtney or Hayden?
I did not get to meet Courtney or Hayden, which was a drag. I'm pretty sure I left my charger on set by accident. That's going to sound like it was on purpose, but it wasn't. And so I had to go back one day to pick it up. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, I walked by the hair and makeup show, and I'm pretty sure I saw Courtney Cox getting her hair and makeup done. But I was like, I want to play it cool. I don't want to be the guy that's hovering. Grab your charger, get off the set. Like,
but
no, I didn't get to meet Hayden.
It's a smooth play. That's a smooth play.
You know?
I was like, oh, hey, guys, I left my charger. Like, if I bump into Courtney Cox, like, so be it.
I'll stay for lunch. I mean, I'm part of the cast. No. I wanted to
I think you played it right.
I just rewatched your episode because going into Dexter Original Sin, I can't lie, I was very skeptical because anytime they make a prequel, but man, that show is cast brilliantly. Everybody looks. Christian Slater doesn't look, but he's great in the show. But everybody else looks just like the people from the show, especially the sister.
Yeah.
I was shocked, like amazed.
Well, and she, it's really interesting because when I first met her, I was like, I don't think she looks like her at all. I mean, a little bit, a tiny bit in the face. But man, she is such a great actor, and her energy is so similar. Her energy is so spot on that I watched a bit of the original Dexter the other day, and because I watched one when I found out I got cast. I watched a couple because I have not seen the whole thing, and I wanted to go back and watch it. So I got in my face, and in my head the original cast, and then I go to LA and I meet the new cast. And when I first met them, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see it. But after seeing them in the show, and after work, as soon as I worked with them, I was like, oh man, they nailed it. They nailed it. I think Molly Brown and Patrick Gibson, is that right? I think they're so good. And then Christian Slater's just having a ball. He was really fun.
Yeah, she brings the same art to the cussing that Jennifer Carpenter brought to them.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We are the internationally known Three Hats podcast. Justin, Jason, and Mac here to talk to you about everything happening in the world. And Max is doing some spring cleaning. I found out we're all doing spring cleaning, and I think that's just fun coincidence.
Yeah, apparently it's that time. It's sort of like a mating season, not obviously sexual at all, but it's cleaning season.
We're cleaning.
It's just in the air. We're it's that time.
Yeah, man. I'm doing kind of like you. I'm getting rid of some stuff that I don't need. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing this year as far as outside of the house. Like in 2 weeks, we're in Indiana. The week after, I am, maybe Justin is at Horror Hound doing some press stuff, and then Connecticut, then Georgia, and then it's wild. Like the con schedule this year is going to be amazing.
Yeah, con time's always fun unless you walk into our panel wearing Ahsoka cosplay.
I laugh about that random. I'll be driving down the road to work and I'll think about that moment and just how those poor girls rounded a corner, not knowing that Max was going to destroy them. For their fandom.
Danger lurks around every corner, okay? Like, you must be ready, you must be prepared.
You made them more ready.
They didn't immediately cut me down with their lightsabers. They weren't ready. Then now they are. So
Lord help the next person that runs into them.
Yeah, I did them a favor. And actually I went pretty easy on them. So, all things being equal.
I think I remember yelling "run" when they walked in.
He went very easy on them. All things considered. But before we get into the sad stuff, I want to ask Max about the monkey, because you mentioned something that I'd also heard, that it's very Final Destination-esque, and that makes me very happy because I think Final Destination movies are loads of fun, and I kind of had that going into it. So this is the same director who brought Long Legs last year with Nicolas Cage. The director, Osgood Perkins, is the son of Anthony Perkins, the actor who played Norman Bates in the original Psycho. So I've been trying to get him on the show for years before he became like Osgood Perkins. Yeah.
Okay, so first off, the studio that made this movie is that called Neon? Jason, can you check that real quick? Because there are a lot of previews from the same studio, Neon, and they all had this kind of vibe to them, this kind of sort of comedy horror vibe to it. And I'm interested to see if they're kind of like a newer studio that's doing a specific thing. But this movie is weird. It's because it's in the B movie range. I really like the lead actor. He was in The Gentleman, the show, and he's really, really good. So I like that guy, and like the movie was just okay. The violence in the movie is very Final Destination. It's very quick and like it's gory without being like obscene, and well, except for one one poor lady. She goes through the ringer, but it's not like Saw violence, or something like that, or what was that stupid movie with the clown?
Terrifier, yay.
Yeah, Terrifier. It's not that, it's real quick. It's only like an hour and a half long. But yeah, it just left me feeling weird. The premise of the movie is there's this toy monkey. Whenever you wind it up, somebody dies, and they die horribly. And so we just go from there. But it was okay. I think you're either, there's not really a middle ground on this one. You're either really gonna like it or you're not. I don't, but yeah, it was just another horror movie my wife dragged me to.
It was distributed by Neon. I just found out. I was Googling that while you were
okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that studio is like doing a niche thing, but there's a Finn Wolfhard movie, a campground slasher that they're distributing or they made or whatever. And then there's another horror movie that we saw the previews for. So I was like, these all kind of feel the same. And then after I got done with the movie, I was like, this is definitely, if these guys are the guys that I'm thinking they are now, then they're definitely these guys.
Okay, so Neon did they distributed the original Old Boy, which is fascinating. They did Nicolas Cage's Mandy, a movie called Revenge, which I know is pretty popular in the horror cycles. One more recent one, Infinity Pool, Immaculate, which I think Mike really liked. I'm looking forward to checking out this one because
The Monkey
horror is my genre, and Liz texted me after and said this movie was awesome. So just because you're not a horror guy, I get it. Yeah. So I'm more excited to see it. If Max gives a horror movie anything but a 0, then it's something I need to go out and
I don't give anything as I don't know that I've given anything a 0, because they did a thing. They definitely did a thing, which is more than I can say for myself. So that puts you at a 1 or a 2.
I would like to find the 0 for Max. Just force you to watch it.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that, because I didn't even give Terrifier a 0, did I?
No, because you like the mall scene.
Oh, yeah. You see, because there's one scene in there. There's
quite disturbing that you like that much.
Right. So I don't know that I've ever given anything of fucking if I walk out of the movie, if I stop it, that'll be a 0. But it wasn't that. It's definitely got something for somebody. It's that guy just isn't me.
Have you Have you walked out of a movie? Either of you?
I've
walked out of a movie that many years later I ended up liking. Once I was forced to sit down and watch it again, I ended up liking it quite a bit. But I'm trying to think if I've walked out of a movie, because it takes a lot. Because I love going to the movie. Even if it's bad, I'll just tilt my head back and take a nap. I guess that kind of counts as walking out, because your mind is walking out of the movie.
Yeah, for sure. It's
mine was. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go. Yeah.
No, I just like mine was Highlander 2. I could not do it. As soon as they revealed they were aliens, I was like, "This ain't for me." I gotta do
You
something
lost
else
me.
with my time.
You lost me.
Yeah,
I have better ways to spend
I
my time.
immediately left. I checked out. I was like, "I'm not finishing this." There's no way.
Dude, you were young to walk out of that movie.
Well, I more meant like I ejected any. Like I left the room. I was not in the theater. You're right. I did not exist. I think maybe for Highlander 2, but like either way.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like doing the math.
No, but I remember like rewatching. We're watching it for the first time. We're like, this is the shittiest movie I've ever seen. And I ejected. I was out. I was done.
I don't know that I've ever walked out of a movie, but I've definitely like fallen asleep to a bunch of movies that just weren't it.
I remember you napped through the first 2 episodes of Solo Leveling, the movie, which cracked me up.
That was rough.
You teleported into the new stuff, which is good for you.
yeah. You know, like I because I've also watched the first season of Solo Leveling like 8 times already. So, yeah, that was even though they did change some stuff, and that was kind of interesting, like what they snipped out and how they like trying to make the movie kind of flow. But yeah, I was losing it on the first half of that, and of course, but the back end was super dope.
Super dope. That's awesome.
The Monkey. I'm not gonna say don't go see it because I'm sure there's entertainment there for a lot of people, and you know it is. I think it knows what it is. You know, like they're not trying to make an Oscar movie. They're trying to make a fun like weird horror movie, and it's that. So you know if that sounds like your cup of tea, you might give it a 5 or a 6. But like, it's just not for me. And it wasn't like such a good horror, so well acted and well written that I must say that, these people did their thing and you should go watch it. But yeah, if you're in the campy kind of horror, this is for you.
Joe, makes sense.
Nice.
Still like an ice cream truck someone's house.
That was my dryer, actually. I had to open the door because these stupid dogs are going nuts.
That was awesome.
So I'm minding my own business working, and I get in a group text from Autumn about Michelle Trachtenberg, and I was like, no. Like, that was my initial reaction. I'm like, no, like she's too young. Like I thought, well, first off, I thought Michelle Trachtenberg, she's young. Like she was young when she passed. But I thought she was a lot younger than we are. I didn't realize that we were so close in age. So like my first reaction is like, no, like this is not. So this is sad. Eurotrip is a movie that I absolutely adore. I watched it just a couple months ago. One of my favorite comedies of all time. She was also in 17 again with Thomas Lennon, Zac Efron, Leslie Mann, which is another one of my favorite comedies of all time. She was on Buffy as Buffy's sister Dawn, introduced in season 5. And Gossip Girl, which I haven't watched yet, but our Peter really likes that show, and I plan on checking it out at some point. But like, it sucks. It sucks. People 39 years old should not be dying, especially of liver problems. And listen, internet, it drives me nuts.
My thing is like, did she drink like a fish? Like was she just
like
I don't think that's the case. But anyway, internet is driving me crazy because everybody's speculating like. She passed away, guys. It doesn't matter. Like at this point, what happened? Just leave her family alone. Like they're not doing an autopsy, and people on the internet were giving the family a hard time about that. It's like they know what's going on. Like she's quietly suffered through this issue for many, many years, and it's really sad. It's really sad when somebody so young passes away.
For sure. And she was a good actress, and I definitely like seeing her things. Eurotrip, like that moment where the dude's like, wait a minute, she's hot. Like that same thing happened to me. I was like, wait, like, Harriet the Spy is hot? Like what's going on here? Like because awesome. She's been an actress since she was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, so it's like, yeah, once you have someone painted in that corner, she's like the little sister girl next door that you don't, like think about, but then Eurotrip, I was like, oh, well, like
and she was quietly successful consistently, like you said, from Harriet the Spy to Gossip Girl. She was on the reboot just 2 years ago. Like she consistently was in things that were popular and big, and it sucks. Like I wish Mike was here, especially when we get into Gene Hackman, because I don't have a lot of experience with Gene Hackman. But like they just rest in peace to Michelle Trachtenberg. I own all of her stuff already that I like, so I'm not one of those people like that's gonna run out and buy everything because I already have it. Because again, real fan. But that guy's
get new price gougers.
Like somebody's like, I really like this actor. I need to buy this, and this. Well, obviously you liked them so much, you gotta buy all their stuff because they passed away. But yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. I can't wait to revisit 17 again, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun revisit and good memories. Also, Gene Hackman, his wife, his freaking dog passed away. Like
yeah, that's weird. Like they got the dog too. Like if I'm on the internet, if I'm one of those like, what's going on? Where's the autopsy guys? Like that. This is the one I'm interested in. Like, yeah, Gene Hackman, 95 years old. So I mean, good run and Xbox achievement for this guy. But all three, like, and the dog. Like I said, I'm thinking it was some sort of gas leak or something because like that is absolutely batshit crazy.
It's insane. And, again, 95 years old, you're like, well, he had a good run. And then you continue reading the article and you're like, what? 95 years old and it's not natural causes? Like that, because it's not. There's no way it's natural causes with the dog and the wife.
Yeah, unless they have some sort of like suicide pact. They're like, today's the day. We're bringing Fluffy too. Like that's
bringing Fluffy too.
Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like a young person dying from liver disease is, it's sad, but it makes sense. She had liver disease, like, but like three sentient beings just all at the same time for apparently no reason. That says something weird to me.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Rest in peace to Michelle Trachtenberg.
Rest in peace, Gene Hackman's dog.
Yeah,
no kidding. Everybody involved.
But we're gonna do our top 5 Gene Hackman movies. I'm got my list done. I've had it done for many, many years.
Bullshit. No, I saw you writing before we started casting. He lies. He's trying to be notebook and pen guy. You are not notebook and pen guy. That's me. I had my list ready before I undid the gas in their house so that I could use my list.
He's 100% right.
Did you just imply you killed them? Hang on a minute.
I've been sitting on this list for so long.
You murdered him. I really need to do this top 5, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, come on. The list is just gathering dust.
Hey, 17
we're
minutes
spring cleaning
before we got canceled.
We were spring cleaning. We need to get this list out of here.
That's so much darker. That's so much dark. That sentence is so dark. So dark.
I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Well, when you reference spring cleaning to a death, it's pretty
multiple
deaths.
Yeah. So I'm starting a new show next week. It's gonna be tomorrow. Sorry, I started a new show tomorrow. My friend Jamie is gonna be my co-host, and Justin is gonna pop on for tomorrow's episode. It's just TV. Me and Jamie, we watch a lot of TV. We watch a lot of the same shows. So I was like, when Matt Talk's not on, I should come on and talk about the shows that I'm watching throughout the week. So my plan is we'll bring our top 5 things that we watch throughout the week. We'll talk about them. She'll bring her top 5, and then we'll just have conversation about various things. And again, I'm watching all this TV. Might as well come on here and talk to people about it, especially since, consistency for YouTube, because those fuckers are hiding our videos, and it's driving me insane. 2 weeks in a row. Like, we hit 40,000 views in a month, and they're just like, nope, no more. Your shorts cannot see any more people. So I'm fighting with them on X right now. It's fun. But Jamie just texted me. She's like, should I buy a new microphone? So she's looking for microphones to buy for tomorrow's show.
Only the finest for 3 Geeks Podcasts.
I was like, well, wait and make sure you like it first before you do it. But she's committed, and she's got a good idea for another show. I'm not going to ruin her moment, but it's a really cool title. I hope she puts it out there sometime. But anyway, We're gonna do our top 5 Gene Hackman movies. Luckily, he was in a lot of John Grisham movies, so I've seen more of his movies than I thought I had. And I'm gonna kick mine off. My number 5 is The Chamber. I read this book. This is one of the very first books that I read before going to see the movie. Because again, I was a big John Grisham fan, really liked The Time to Kill. And I'm like, this is his new one. It's got Chris O'Donnell, the 85-year-old Batman, with young Gene Hackman. And
85-year-old Robin. He was an 85-year-old Robin, but that's fine.
105-year-old Robin. 200-year-old.
Gene Hackman was younger than Robin.
Truth. I think Gene Hackman was only 78 when they made that.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell was just graduating high school at 85.
But yeah, it's The Chamber. Really good movie. It's about an ex-Klan member who kills a bunch of Jewish people. His nephew is played by Chris O'Donnell, who tries to get him off because he may not have actually done it. He's just taken the fall because he was a part of that group. But fascinating story. Again, I'm a sucker for court cases, and this is a good one. Justin, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is The Quick and the Dead. I've watched that thing 3 or 4 times the past couple months.
That is higher up on. Actually, it's my number 4. But I love The Quick and the Dead. He's such a good villain.
Such a good villain. He's a villain in my list for a couple of things, and it's so good.
Very good. It's weird too because he's not like. He doesn't have like a movie star.
He's not intimidating either. But
he doesn't have a presence other than like the aura that he brings to it, and it is like that's one of the things that you just can't get everywhere. That's Gene Hackman had a presence that was bigger than himself, and The Quick and the Dead, and you can tell he's having fun. That's the thing, with a lot of it, and I'm sure we'll discuss a lot more of his villainy in this one, but like it just seems to me like he always plays a villain who's like, I enjoy doing the things that I do, and
kill my son Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean, he wasn't fast enough.
Real dead.
No, for sure. The Quick and the Dead is one of my favorite westerns. It's not even like. It's kind of campy, It's
very campy.
Yeah,
very campy.
But a lot of fun. Yeah, no, I recommend it too. That was my number 4.
Yes, the campy makes sense because Sam Raimi directed it. I'm adding that to my list.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's Sharon Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman.
It's a who's who of a movie.
Is it like Keith David is in that one?
He might be.
A bunch of people in that movie. So much fun. My number 5 is The Birdcage. It's not really a Gene Hackman movie. It's a Robin Williams movie, Nathan Lane, but Gene Hackman has a small part in that, and I love him in it. And it's just like that movie is so much fun. And if you want to see Gene Hackman in drag, then this is the one for you.
There you go.
I'm ashamed to admit I've never seen The Birdcage.
Oh, it's good. Go watch it. Put it on your list. It's funny. It's just really, really good. Robin Williams always, he's fully Robin Williams, all 100% energy. Like Nathan Lane is so good in this movie. It's Gene Hackman plays like the love interest's father. Yeah, again, he only has like I think 4 or 5 scenes in the movie, but like it's so good.
I agree.
Right. Well, my number 4 is Runaway Jury with Dustin Hoffman, John Cusack, Gene Hackman, Rachel Weisz. Again, John Grisham court drama. I'm in 100%. This was his second to last movie behind Welcome to Mooseport, which I haven't seen that one either. But I wish this would have been his last movie from what I've heard from Welcome to Mooseport. But another fun John Grisham with Gene Hackman.
For sure. Yeah. My number 4, Ants. I liked him in Ants. He was a very good villain. And I really like A Bug's Life and Ants came out right at the same time, and I was always partial to Ants. I've not watched it in a long time, but like I don't know. I was a big fan of that animation and ants surviving and fighting off a bunch of bullies.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever even seen A Bug's Life all the way through. I was also in the ants camp. I guess I was in the anthill with you, but yeah, no, that's another good one. It's fun. That one's what's his name?
There's Woody Allen.
Woody
Sharon
Allen,
Stone, yeah.
I think Sylvester Stallone does a voice in
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Dan Aykroyd.
Mm. No, Ants
Danny
is
Glover.
good.
Yeah.
I do like Ants. I saw Ants and Bugs Life together, so I've only seen them each once, and I saw them like back to back. So I don't know which movie is which, but I did like them both. So
yeah. No, I mean, no, A Bug's Life is more for children. I think is the
Ants was heavy. I remember Ants being like heavy. Like
Mhm.
this is kind of dark.
Yeah, it has also been like a hot minute since I've seen it, but yeah, I'm in the ants. I'm in the anthill. My new number 4 is gonna go to The French Connection, the classic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, New York cops juggling. Let's go, Gene Hackman. I like the thing that gets me though is like the movies from those times, like the cops are all, everyone's got those like little snub nosed 38s, and they just look so tiny in everyone's hands. And like I always thought that was funny. I was like, why do these cops always have these tiny little guns? But like I also come from like Rambo and like I come from the era of big
Predator.
Yeah, like let me get the minigun out of here. So yeah, no, The French Connection, that is a classic film. And if you want to see good, old school cinema, that I would definitely suggest that one for you.
Awesome.
Jason has seen it so many times. He's muted also.
He's just hanging out.
Yeah, I know. I'm all over the place. How was French Connection 2? Have you seen it?
No. Because like when I watched The French Connection, it was like somebody just put it on. Like I didn't seek it out, and I kind of just got sucked into it. And then like I was like, that was great, and I just moved right on. But no, I've not seen the sequel. I can't imagine that it's as good as the first one.
It's got a pretty good tomato score on both sides.
I don't always agree with tomatoes.
That's fair. Neither do I. My number 3 is Enemy of the State with Will Smith, which is technically rumored to be a sequel to one of his earlier movies, which I do want to see as well. But it's a good movie. It's kind of a low-key Will Smith movie that nobody talks about, and I think it's one of Will Smith's best movies, honestly.
Yeah, and
it's a fun little action movie,
right? And then when you pair him up with that quality, that caliber actor, it's Will Smith does have the like Enemy of the State's kind of a hokey premise, but yeah, like they both bring it, and it's like Enemy. I put Enemy of the State and Behind Enemy Lines kind of in the same. I get the same vibe from that movie because like I hate Owen Wilson. Like I'm not an Owen Wilson fan at all. But like that movie, I'm down to watch that movie. So and then maybe it's the Hackman, the Hackman experience that brings me in. But Enemy of the State was solid. Yeah, it was just a solid, fun flick.
It was, yeah, I agree. That almost made my list. I was this close to putting Enemy of the State on my list. My number 3, right? The Replacements. I love football.
Justin, you just fucking killed my list. You looked at my list, didn't you? You came into my house and looked at my list.
I have a feeling I'm going to keep stealing your stuff. I think my next one is steal your stuff too.
Replacements is my number 1 favorite Gene Hackman movie of all time.
Oh, well then we'll wait. I'll talk about it number 1 then. I don't want to take the spotlight from number 1. All right, what's number 3, Max?
Unforgiven. Another Gene Hackman villain. No, that's another Western also. I don't know if there's like a theme here for me, but that's it's great. It's just great. That one, let me see here. Who's all in this one? Yeah. Clint Eastwood movie, Morgan Freeman, let's go. Gene Hackman, Richard Harris, I don't know what else you need to say. Like it's Unforgiven is so good. The ending is it like rips your heart out, and it's just a solid freaking Western, and you just don't get much better than that one. That was like right when Clint Eastwood was starting to be like old, and it's just like the old man's last ride, and let's go.
Clint Eastwood's another actor I need to delve into some of his stuff because I haven't seen a whole lot. I've seen like Space Cowboys and Trouble with the Curve.
I mean, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino was good. Gran Torino I liked a lot. But no, yeah, Clint Eastwood, is another like storied actor.
Yeah,
it's so good.
You throw a dart and find a good movie for
right. Yeah. Oh god, Hang 'Em High. I think I watched randomly maybe some months ago, and because it was with my dad. He likes all the old westerns, and I was like, all right, this is dope. I'm down for this. Like, and you wouldn't even put it in his top 10 westerns, but it was still a solid flick. Like, yeah. Check out Unforgiven if you haven't seen it. The cast is worth it alone.
Nice. My number 2 is Superman. I'm going to group them all together, 1 through 4, because Gene Hackman is good in all 4 of them.
I thought he wasn't in 3.
Well. Okay, 1, 2, and 4. I don't remember. I've seen 1 and 2 recently. I haven't seen 3 and 4 in a while. But he was really good. First Lex Luthor. He's probably my second favorite Lex Luthor behind Rosenbaum, but still really, really good in that role. And his Lex Luthor fits that movie. And I really liked him in that movie. He's one of the reasons I like Superman to this day, and I am a comic book fan now. So yeah.
It was really interesting, like with his Lex Luthor, because in the comics, like Lex Luthor is just like a nefarious genius bad guy, and in this one, like again, it's one where Gene Hackman is having a lot of fun being Lex Luthor. He's having a lot of fun, just like I'm doing these dirty deeds and I'm going to get away with it. Like it's it's really different from the subject matter. He made it his own. And I don't have Superman on this list because I'm a Superman hater, but I'm definitely not going to hate on Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Superman was my number 2 as well, so we can jump right to Max because I don't want to overstate what Jason said. It was very good.
Number 2 for me is Crimson Tide.
Oh,
let's go! Ooh. Denzel Washington, Gene Hackman. I mean, James Gandolfini is in this one. Viggo Mortensen is in this one. Like,
dope.
If you haven't seen it, submarine movie, it's great. It's great. Crimson Tide, just a lot of fun. There's sort of like a you can't handle the truth moment in that movie. Like it's Denzel obviously elevates, and Gene Hackman is right there. It's really, really good. So if you're in the mood for a submarine movie, I recommend Crimson Tide.
Dive.
I think that one's gone to the front of my list because I've wanted to see that movie since it came out. I don't know why I haven't. Because again, Denzel and Gene Hackman acting against each other.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I missed that.
And James Gandolfini is, until he hit Tony Soprano, he's just kind of like this solid freaking actor. He can just put him in anything, and you shouldn't be surprised to see him, and he's always going to bring a good performance. And then Viggo Mortensen, like, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Pretty dope. We got Jason. He just nodding his head, just hanging out.
Sorry, I had some digital static. Anyway, my number one is, and this is probably going to shock a lot of people, but when he passed away, this is the first movie that popped in my head. And if you know me, this makes a lot of sense. My number 1 Gene Hackman movie is Heartbreakers with Sigourney Weaver and Jennifer Love Hewitt. I fucking love that movie. I've seen it a lot, and I believe I saw it in theaters when it came out. And it was a fun movie. He plays a con artist, if I remember correctly. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. I don't know why they're like, because Sigourney Weaver and Jennifer Love Hewitt are also con artists, right? Like, and they're like trying to pick a mark, and they look over and some dude's on a boat, and they're like, oh, this guy maybe. She's like, menage a trois. and then like 2 women walk out. She's like, "Ugh, try Menage a Cinq." And they're like, "Gross, no." I don't know why that's stuck in my head for all this time, but yeah, no, for sure, I like that movie too.
Yeah, it's fun. Have you seen that, Justin?
No, I'll check it out. No, I have not seen it.
You should. It's fun.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What's your one?
My one is only because, I mean, I grew up watching it religiously with my family, but Hoosiers. I'm a Hoosier. I'm a Hoosier both by blood and by like college association. So like either way, my team is on the floor. It's a dope basketball movie. If you want to watch high school basketball kids go through a crazy like alcoholic coach and whole thing, like it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, Hoosiers is the real version of The Replacements. I like The Replacements more, but Hoosiers is the one you should actually go watch. No, it's and I agree. Like it definitely belongs on the list. If you're in for a sports movie, go watch this one. Like, yeah, it's solid through and through, and yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with the Hoosiers. My number one, drum roll. Nobody knows what it is. The Replacement.
Surprise! Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, Shane Falco, Ohio State quarterback. Let's go. No, I love this movie. I love all the characters in it. Was Orlando Jones, Keanu Reeves, Jon Favreau, Gene Hackman.
So good.
Just stacked lineup. It's just a lot of fun. It's the quirky football movie, the underdog football movie, you know, where like they get the guy who runs fast but can't catch. There's like the the offensive line guys are great.
Just massive.
Huge. Jon Favreau, go get the ball, go get the ball, I'm gonna get you the ball, go get the ball. It's so much fun. The Replacements is so much fun. Doing the electric slide in prison, like, let's go.
I need to rewatch The Replacements. I think I saw it with you in theaters when we were younger, but I remember really liking that movie, and I've only seen it once or twice, and it's been 20 some years, to the point where I don't remember like it enough to put it on a list. But that's a good pick.
No, I mean it's got all the tropes of underdog football movie, but you know it's still just glorious and lovely and wonderful.
Hey man, I love underdog sports movies, and Justin putting Hoosiers on his list, he just legally had to do that, being from Indiana.
Yeah, that's
dude in the state.
They had to be somewhere. Number one.
Color me not surprised.
Yeah. But you know what movie I wanted to be on the list, but I haven't seen this long. Get Shorty. I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's been a while since I watched it. I got to rewatch it, see if it would actually fall on my list. But I was tempted. I was very tempted.
I think it holds up. Yeah, Get Shorty is a lot of fun. That was a good one too. I mean, but like this dude, like The Firm.
Yeah.
Oh, The Firm is on my list. Oh, yeah, what am I doing?
Mississippi Burning, Young Frankenstein. The Royal Tenenbaums, like this dude is just all over the place, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. What the world? There's no way. Has he not been like? I'm sorry, I'm looking at his IMDb. Is his most recent film the early 2000s? Is he?
Yeah, he retired. He retired after Welcome to Mooseport.
Him and Connery notoriously went out with bad movies.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I just didn't realize he'd been retired that long. Boy, that's even speaking more to his fame to me. Like, we still know his name that far removed from doing stuff.
Yeah, I think like his latest like credit thing was they accidentally ran into him on a diners, drive-ins, and dives with Guy Fieri. Like they went to some dive place, and Gene Hackman was just there. I think it was like in New Mexico or something. And he's awesome. Like, oh yeah, I come here all the time. Like, you know, so obviously like it fits the theme of the show, but like, yeah, friggin' just in a restaurant eating a taco or something.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad. I hope he had a really great retirement then. That's sweet. That's cool.
What else have you guys been watching? Anything recently worth mentioning?
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, you finally started
on Disney Plus. Yeah, I think I'm on like the last episode of the season now. It is like the animation is weird, And it's kind of the same problem I had with Sakamoto Days, where like they're doing like a comic book art and it doesn't exactly work, but your eyes get used to it, and everything else is so good that it doesn't matter. I really, really like this Spidey universe that they're putting together here. There's all kinds of great cameos. I really, really like all the characters. There's okay, just for all you trolls, there's a lot of race, gender swapping for characters. So if that's gonna bother you, don't even pick it up. Like it's not for you. That's fine. but it's really cool. I same sentiment, Jason, for sure. But like, yeah, I am loving it, and it's a really, really good time.
See, I like the animation because it felt like the 1960s comic, like very much so.
Yeah.
And even the drawing of Peter Parker, like he looks like a high school student, but he looks a little too old to be a high school student, kind of like the old comic books did. I don't know. I like it for that, but I do agree that it is jarring in some instances. Like it's cool for a few moments, and then like the rest of the episode, it's kind of jarring. But yeah, but the writing and everything else on it's pretty solid. And like I said, I like the I'm only on episode 6. I like the Osborn Peter Parker relationship.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like it's I like a lot of the stuff they're doing. And I mean, okay, just a spoiler alert. Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn, they're black. Okay, they're black. But think about it. Norman Osborn's hair makes more sense if he's black.
I agree. I agree.
So, before you flip out, like, just think he should have been black this whole time. Like, in all honesty. No, it's just a lot of fun. Very well written. The action works. And yeah, there was one sequence where they had him walking through. He's taking the sad walk. He's got a lot to think about, but he's like walking through comic book panels. And it's very, very well done. And like, I think that was like the best sequence of the whole show, and it was just him walking. So there's a lot of good stuff there, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it and how much it's holding up.
Have you guys watched Invincible? Season 3?
I am in it now. I think I'm like episode 5 or 6 now. And like I found it much easier to watch Spider-Man because Invincible is so heavy.
Always.
And I just got through the episode where Nolan and Alan the Alien finally break out of prison.
Oh, dope, cool.
Spoilers, but yeah, it's
you hadn't know that was coming. Alan the Alien's too strong now. He's
oh god, he's one of my favorite characters in the whole thing. It's so good.
It was just announced today that Matthew Lillard is been cast in Daredevil season 2. And that makes me very happy because I love Matthew Lillard. Yeah, season 2 starts filming now, I think. And we get season 1 this week. I'm so excited for Daredevil season 1.
Yeah, that's in a few days.
Yeah,
that's going to be dope. I'm excited for that. I really hope that it's just like right back into that same.
Just don't suck. Don't suck.
And I mean, like I heard John Barenthal is getting like a Punisher special sort of thing. I'm down for that. Like, let's go. Let's bring it all back. Let's bring back good Jessica Jones.
Dude, Jessica Jones is so good.
The first season of Jessica Jones
is immaculate.
Amazing.
The other seasons were fine. It's just the problem with Jessica Jones is season 1 was so good that it's hard to live up to that.
That villain was so good.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. It was like they just never had the villain never meant so much as they did in season 1, and and they killed him. So that's that was the end of that.
Back to Max's point: don't kill good villains.
Don't kill good villains. Like you got to keep them around. Like this is
come in jail. Yeah,
this is comic books.
But I'm really excited. I love Matthew Lillard, and to have him joining the MCU this way, it makes me even more happy.
Have you bought any of his whiskey?
No, I didn't know he had whiskey.
I'm pretty sure he does. I think he started. I think he did like D&D stuff, and I started like pumping out whiskey stuff. I think I'd have to double check that, but I think he does.
Dungeons and Dragons and whiskey. Let's go. I also started a new anime, or no, it's not new. But season 3 came out this year. Season 3 is new, but it's called Blue Exorcist. It's really interesting to me because it's about like Satan and defeating Satan, and like they like quote the Bible out of it and stuff like that, and like there's a lot of like legit like exorcism stuff. Like I was like, okay, wow, like they went for it. So like this one's pretty good. I'm gonna say it's a little better than middle of the road. But apparently season 3 is what's up, so I'm trying to catch up. But I just started it a few weeks ago, and I'm having a good time.
Nice. Yeah, just so like I'm not crazy. Matthew Lillard's whiskeys Fine Familiar, and they're like D&D based whiskeys. There's a warlock one, a paladin one, a dragon one.
Okay, I like it. I'm down. I'm gonna click this right now. Okay.
I interviewed somebody the other day. Her name was Olivia Youngers. The interview's out. Everybody, you guys go check it out. She was in the Guild. She was on Picard season 3, and she's got a new movie coming out. But super awesome. I'm gonna get her on the live show very, very soon. She's a nerd in every regards. She sought out the Guild, which that's nerds know about that show, and pretty much nobody else. So the reason I bring that up is, why did I bring that up? Now I'm blanking on why I even started talking about this. Shit, I like totally lost my train of thought. It sucks.
Is she making whiskey?
What's that?
She's making whiskey.
Is she making whiskey?
The whiskey is called Quest's End. I love it.
I don't remember, guys, why I brought it up. Go check it out, because her journey through this stuff is a lot of fun, and it is. Oh no, I remember. So when I looked at her IMDb, Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction is one of my favorite shows from the early 2000s, late 90s. Like, I love it. I love getting on and guessing, if it's true or not. And she was in a reboot of it, which I didn't know existed. So I asked her about it, and it's in the interview. And she's like, yeah, it was weird because the show's really big in Germany, and it was only released in Germany. She's like, they tried to do it with a German cast. Nobody wanted that. So they wanted American actors. They wanted the exact same production done American, and then they were going to dub it over in German for the German audience. So it doesn't exist in the US. It's only dubbed in German in Germany. Like, it was filmed in English, and it was made like with an English crew, but you can't find an English copy of it. You can only find a German copy of it, which bums me out, because there's 2 seasons of this show with Jonathan Frakes that I love, and I guess I got to learn German now. Like, there's nothing.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Time for some German.
Du hast.
Oh my goodness.
Rammstein? That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That's the only German I know.
Yeah, man, it's good. You got to start somewhere.
And why not Rammstein?
My favorite German anything is the Tool song Die Eier von Satan, which is the recipe for no-bake weed cookies, but like it sounds like a Nazi freaking, like, just the way they deliver it. It sounds like a rally. Like, it's so crazy. But no, it's a really fun song. But yeah, it's all in German, and it's just the recipe for no-bake weed brownies.
Nice.
Dope. I don't think I have a behind like this. What's my favorite German thing? But I'm sure they've created a bunch of cool stuff. I'm sure.
I like Guinness. No, that's Irish.
That's Irish. Yeah, I like BMWs.
Yeah.
Like Mercedes.
Yeah, that's true.
Porsche.
A lot of great cars have come out of Germany. Pretty dope. There's probably like 10 billion good things, and I can't think of a single thing. Bicycles are dope.
Bicycles are German?
I was like,
their website.
Huh.
Go down the list of what's dope.
Yeah. Let's talk about Germany for 30 minutes.
Well, no, we Justin and I just did an interview. When's that interview dropping?
Wednesday.
She was great.
She was Sally. I'm gonna butcher her last name.
Yeah, very Italian, very fun.
Super, but she was super cool. Just an awesome lady. It was so much fun to talk to her. I'm hoping she ends up in the con circuit around here somewhere, so we can meet up in person, because like she was just a lot of fun, really easy to talk to, and just like a seems like a really good person. So check out that interview on Wednesday when it drops.
Yeah, I got to get her information to Gary at Monroe because I think she'd be good there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Tim
Yeah,
knows it.
we didn't scratch a third of what she's done. She's prolific career. She's done a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, her IMDb was wild. I'm glad Max got to do the interview. Like, I thought about joining you guys, but I'm like, I don't want to surround her. And Max and Justin doing the interview makes more sense than me. But that's cool. I'm glad she was cool because she came. Tim's the one who sent her to us, and I'm glad. Like, did you guys talk about Watchmen at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're not gonna give away all the juice. Make sure you check it out on Wednesday. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and all that good mess. But it was a really fun interview, and like I like it. When it's easy, it's the best, and she is just an easy person to talk to. So like that's it was a whole lot of fun. I don't do a lot of the interviews, and I'm really, really glad I popped in for that one.
Me too.
Yeah, Max knows that if I text him to do an interview, that's somebody he probably wants to be a part of. Because I don't typically ask Max to do the interviews because I just know it's not his thing. But yeah, that was one I couldn't keep you from. Arcane, yeah, no.
I was geeking out. I was geeking out for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, we got a lot. We got a few interviews still to release too that need to be edited. We got Braxton Cosby, who is a comic book creator, coming out very soon. Yeah, and then we've got 4 or 5 interviews scheduled next week, and it's going to be fun. I double booked, so Justin has to do an interview by himself, but it'll be fun. It's comic book creator. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to 3geekspodcast.com. Made it as easy as possible for you all, and come hang out with us on the con circuits. We'll be in Indiana in 2 weeks.
Sally Safiati. I know I'm butchering it. Sorry, I just want to make sure I said her last name.
But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.
Recycling your droids. That's all I got to say.
You could say more.
Say everything.
Does Corleone? I thought Corleone had